Okay. So earlier we were discussing about what is this UCL, right? This is after the SCT. We are saying the UCL, right? So this is nothing but a classification related thing. So if you open this SCT, if you go to the overrides, um, here we have classification pattern input text like this. We have around five tabs here. So for each and every tab, you are seeing you can see one component here. So if you consider the actual thing, so this one, right? So here you can see the table because we have three tables as a reference tables for the name field. So you are seeing three TBLs here. TBL is US first name, TBL is again US gender, and TBL again US name. And after that, classification file, dictionary file, and this one is the pattern file. This set is the common, it's a kind of super class for all these components. So SCT is that one, and whatever you are seeing IPO, ITO, and then UCL, UPO, UTO, these are in the override tab. You can see 4 to 5 tabs. So for each and every tab, this is one component you are seeing it here. So this UCL is nothing but just now we have seen the classification related thing, right? So I just entered my name and whatever the classification code I want it. So I just override it, right? So that is what the UCL is here. And whatever we are seeing here, UPO, UTO, all these are nothing but overrides, input pattern overrides, whatever the overrides we have other overrides. So those are belongs to that override thing. Similarly, how I am overwriting the what I can say the classification in the similar fashion. If you want, you can go override the UTO, see once you test any string, you are getting the pattern, you are getting the dictionary field columns, you are getting the unhandled data and all those things you are getting, right, once you test any kind of string. So if you want whatever you're seeing there, so almost all you can overwrite it from the override tab. So if you want to override text, if you want to override the pattern, if you want to override the classification code, so we have different tabs, and we have to go through that, and then you have to rename all those things. So once you've done that, the overrides will taking place, instead of giving the actual tokens and actual patterns whatever they have mentioned, instead of that it will take the overrides one, and it will do as per the overrides, and it will give you the output back. Okay. So the main thing what we can use, most of the things we will just try to test this thing if we want, how it is giving the results and all those things. But if it is one or two, at minimal changes, to the existed rule set, then only we'll go with the override option. Otherwise the best thing is, instead of overriding it, instead of executing the whole entire rule set for a minimal requirement, so instead of executing the whole rule set, the best thing is better to create your own rule set, and then use that rule set. Okay. That will be the better option, I can say. So for overrides is, if you have minimal overrides, then you can use the
Gopi,
override option. Yeah.
Gopi, can you show how to as a change in the dictionary and pattern file by overriding using the overriding? Can you give to show them an
Dictionary and
example?
pattern file, you don't need to override it. So whatever the overrides they have given it here, if you go by that, automatically, you don't need to specifically, you cannot see specifically override the dictionary file, specifically override this one. So the override is nothing but the overall functionality, once the pattern action language execution is done, you are getting the pattern, you are getting the classification codes and all those things, right? So those things we can modify. If you want, you cannot add anything kind of thing in the overrides, from the overrides. Okay. So the only thing is, once you test the string, whatever the output you are getting, so if you don't want like that, then you can do some kind of overrides here from the override tab. You understand it? Or
Yeah, can you show the other there is other tab also is there. So can you explain the other tab also?
yeah, sure.
Already.
Okay, let me use this one, because if I overwrite something, if I forget, then that will be a problem. This one you're clear, right?
This is for classification. This is clear, and there is an input pattern, input text.
Yeah. Enter some text here in the similar fashion.
I think it's allow single word.
If it is a single word, okay, input text. One moment. So here you're seeing, right, like, once you enter the text, you are seeing the current, current execution. It's showing, like, how exactly it is, what I can say, considering it is. Then you have additional name one. One minute, can I, like, whenever you have, you can ask the question.
So means what we are adding to here is we are giving to inputs just for testing purpose. We are checking what is coming. See, this we can check it in the classification code also. There we can write as a Gopi Krishna. So there also it will show.
Okay.
So what is use of the input pattern, input text, that is unhandled pattern
Here you
here.
have, you're seeing the lot of options here. You're seeing, right? So what you want, like, if you want to keep the original value, and if you want to get the, what I can say, the, if you want to do some kind of trimming and all those things, here you're seeing, right, lot of things here. We have different options here altogether. So this one is input text, means once you enter it here, how it is currently doing all those things, it is displaying it here. If you want, you can override this one, how you want it. The first name right now it is showing additional name one kind of thing, right? So if you want, you can do this one. Okay. Like, you are entirely changing the the pattern, basically, if you know the, if you are aware of the pattern, right? Basically the pattern, how you
Yeah.
want to do that.
Mm.
So in the
Yeah.
pattern, it will do, it will assign this value, once you apply any kind of action statements or whatever it may be, you can see, the value, which value it is assigned to which attribute, or the column kind of thing. If you want to override it, basically, so if you want to override anything, you can simply go here. So instead of it is stating earlier, it is stating as a additional name one, additional name two, or whatever it may be. Instead of that, if you override this, once you apply it, and then if you come back and if you check with this Gopi Krishna, what it will do is, it will give the, instead of additional name one, it give the first name one. Like, we are simply overriding from the outside how it is displaying. Earlier it is additional name one, right? Instead of displaying the additional name one, you are just overriding to put it into the first name field.
Which file it will be override if we give the input text.
It
So
won't
see,
override
classification will
anything.
be,
Yeah, tell me.
see, classification, it will be override classification file. It will be added that column into the classification file,
It won't
correct?
add. That is what I'm saying. Anything, whatever
Okay.
you are doing in the override, it won't add anything, because for each and every tab here, you have a different components. Here, if you overriding input text, this file, these entries, you can see it here in the ITO is there, right? If you follow my mouse pointer, you can see input
Can you show
text
that as a
override.
new, can you show, and you have added the classification new entry is Gopi Krishna, where we can see that entry in a file?
Here itself, you can see. Here you're seeing,
Here itself.
yeah.
It will,
But
it will
at the
not go to
back,
any file.
no, at the back end, see, this one will point to this one. Let me see. Whatever this is, that is a classification, right? So this is the classification file for that. Even if you open it, it won't open it, because for us, the only, even if you want to open the classification file, you cannot open the classification file from here, because for all these internal components, the link is this one, SCT. So once you open the SCT, then only you can see all the things. Okay. So if you want to go to override, if you want to see what are all the things we have the overrides, here you can see that. So what I'm saying is whatever the overrides you have done, those will not directly store here. They have created the file because basically at the backend they will store it here, but you cannot able to see them. If you want to see them, you have to go to the main file or whatever we have SAT file, and then you have to go to the override step. You are getting or any queries?
Yeah, actually I have confusion. See, if it will now you are telling it will be saved into the file, but we can't see the file.
Yeah,
Correct?
yeah. That if you want to see what are all entries you have to go to this override tab. There you can see that. So similar fashion, let me tell you, like you have the classification file, dictionary file, and all those things, right? So for
Yes.
classification file, we have different file here altogether. But if you want to open it, can you able to open it? It won't show you. You cannot able to open it, right? Even the dictionary file also. This is a dictionary file. You have around 27 to 30 columns metadata defined inside the dictionary file. If you want to see that, you cannot able to see that directly. The only link between all this classification file, dictionary file, pattern action file, or whatever you have, the only thing is this one, the SCT file. That is the parent file for us. So if you want to go to and if you want to see whatever the things you have in each and every component you have, so you have to go to this one.
This one is a classification file.
This is not a classification file. This is a set, rule set,
Set of. Okay.
usname.sct. So this usname.sct contains your classification file, dictionary file, pattern action file, all the override files and the reference tables and everything.
Okay.
Okay, this is a
Can you
super
open
set.
the classification? Okay. Can you open the classification file? I think we maybe have this code into that classification file we have read. Can we check?
No, you cannot see that link altogether at all. This is
Can you
just a
find it?
kind of token. No. So okay, tell me what exactly do you want me to search it here?
No, is that Gopi Krishna we have read. That
Uh-huh.
column is the Gopi Krishna.
Okay.
We have the Gopi space then Gopis you have written.
You cannot find it. That is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Overrides you never see in the actual content. That is why we're calling it as an overrides. If it is adding directly into the classification file, why we are calling the existed rule set as a read-only file, read-only data set. Sorry, read-only
Okay.
quality rule set, right? Because all the rule sets whatever you're getting from the IBM, those are the read-only. The only thing what I'm saying is if you want to do any kind of change, like small changes kind of thing, instead of creating your whole set, like taking a copy and doing directly go to the classification file, pattern action file, instead of that, the best thing is like if you have small changes, then directly go to the overrides, but it will keep those overrides inside a separate component altogether. Component in the sense whatever you're seeing it here, like you see LBT, but the link how it is while executing, it will take all these links. That is a kind of backend process. You cannot able to see what exactly they are doing it there. So they will use these files and they will while displaying the results or while executing the patterns and pattern action statements, they will read all these files, and whatever the overrides you mentioned, simply they will take those overrides and they will work on that and they will give you the results out.
So that is override. We have override something, so it will not be temporary. It will be permanent. Am I correct?
Yeah, it will be permanent.
Okay. Okay.
Even if you want, you can
Sorry.
log off and you can go out, and if you come and if you even re-log in,
Yeah.
you can see that.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Can you show the there is this is for name overriding. Can you show there's addressing overriding also addressing file?
The same thing, the flow or what I can say, the
No. Just I want to see their option is what are option. See there is a first name and last name.
yeah,
Then there is no.
yeah. Okay, you want to test with the address components, you're saying, right?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Let me open the address. Tell me something. First, we will test it here. Okay, so whatever you are doing test here, the same results you will get when you run your standardization job also, the same results you will get in your output report. Okay, so this is just a kind of testing. Once you enter the any kind of string, and once you click on this string, so as usual, like how the quality stage rule set is working. First of all, it will do the tokenizing, right? So the same thing will happen here itself. And once the tokenizing is done, it will go to the classification files and it will identify the respective classification codes and all those things, right? So the execution flow as it is, it will work. The final thing is whatever you're seeing it here, the same thing you can see in your output report also. This is a kind of like in a kind of window for us to test, like if you want to see or if you want to test any kind of string, like how it is uh, how we will get the output after the standardization. So this is the window. You can just enter something here and you can test it. Okay. So tell me something which is like valid US name for now, and then we will check with the invalid US address component. Um,
I don't know what is valid civil enter according you.
I am not sure because I don't
If it
really
is,
know.
if you ask the India, then I can say.
See, if I whenever I add 456 Main Street, so 456 is a cap symbol and a plus is like main. A street is like
Man,
standardized version of your street. The same output you will see in your standardization output also. House number you can see 456, street name you can see main, and the street suffix type you can see as st. Clear?
okay.
Same fashion,
Yeah.
if you don't do anything, if you directly go and if you enter this 456 main street in your input file, and if you run your data, your rule in output, you can see the same columns, the same pattern. You can see the same house number and street name, street suffix stuff you will see. But here you are seeing, right? Once you enter the whole string, you are seeing the tokens here. 456 as one token, main is one token, and ST
Hmm.
is kind of one token. How it is doing the tokenizing? We have the separation list and type list, which was
Yep.
mentioned inside the pattern action language, right?
Yes.
So the whole process, the execution flow is will remain same. Okay,
Okay.
okay. Yeah. So this is in very rare case we are going to use this like the overrides and all those things. Okay, so you just know about the concept. If you want, you can get a lot of help also in IBM site, and you can they will explain with the examples also how they are overriding it and all those things. You can go through that. You will get some better idea. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Gopi, that test option will be only for overriding. We can do it for each of like classification, dictionary, and pattern.
No, that test is common across, like, see, you have the rule set, but if you
Yeah.
want to see any kind of output which is coming out of that rule set, one way is use that rule set inside your standardization stage and run the report. You can see the output at the end, like in the output file. The other thing is go here and come here to the test tab and enter your string, and you will get the exact results how the rule set is giving. This is like not specific to classification file or not specific to dictionary or not specific to any specific file. This is the whole rule set. You are testing it, how it is working. If you want, when you build your own rule set also, if you want to see how the rule set is working, so you need some kind of input and you need some kind of output, right? Instead of using this rule set creating a job, you can go to the test tab and you can enter your input string and you will get the output there.
Okay.
Confused there?
No, 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 clear.
Clear, right? Like in why is test?
Yes.
Test is not specific to any specific file inside the rule. So instead of calling the rule set into the standardization stage and run the job and getting the output back and look into the output, so the instead of the whole thing, like if you want to test a couple of things, like few strings, like in a quick manner or kind of thing, you can simply go to the test and you can simply enter it.
Hmm.
Whatever the output you are seeing, that output is your standardization output.
Got it, Gopi. Mm.
Yeah. Okay. And the other thing is, like today we plan to discuss about the match frequency file, and one more thing is SQA report. So if you guys have some time, because it is already 7:30, I'm saying it is crossing 7:30. If you guys have around 10 to 15 minutes, we will discuss about the SQA report and the match frequency report. And before going to start the actual match frequency, I forgot there is one more important thing which we need to discuss. That is like in customized rule sets. I forgot that actually I am planning to go to the match files. So before that we have one more important thing. We need to define our own customized rule set. So if we have 5 to 10 minutes time, we will discuss this both SQL report and match frequency report. And once we are done with this one, tomorrow and day after tomorrow, 2 days, we will discuss about the customized rule sets. How can we build our own customized standardization rule sets? And once that is done, then we will move to the matches and survivorship and all those things. So if you guys are okay to stay like in 10 to 15 minutes, then we will discuss about the match frequencies and SQL report.
I'm okay, Gopi.
Yeah. Shraddha, Giri, and Gopal.
Okay, Gopi.
Yeah, it won't take more than 15 minutes at max. So if you guys are okay, then we will discuss about that.
Okay, Gopi,
Gopi,
it's
take a
fine.
Gopi, take a time, but don't go fast.
No, no, I'm saying it won't take more than 15 minutes at max because
Oh,
even if you discuss about that also, it won't take more than 15 minutes. That is what I'm saying.
okay.
Okay, so, okay. And let me open the job. First of all, I will modify the job and then I will show you the report. Then I will tell you why we need this match frequency. Okay. Let me modify the job. Meanwhile, if you want, you can go for like a break for 1 or 2 minutes because it will take 1 or 2 minutes for me to modify the job. So meanwhile, if you want, you guys can go ahead and come back by 2 to 3 minutes. Then we will discuss about the match frequency report. Okay. um, I think so. This job we have already seen while we were discussing about the standardization stage. So this report is like kind of standardization report. So we are not going to concentrate on this standardization report. So now our main concentration is on frequency report. Okay, so this part. So let me tell you the frequency report. Let me open the data, and then we will discuss about the report. Okay, so how many columns you are seeing? Around four columns you are seeing. So these four columns are same. Like even if you run for any address for any report, like for any output data, if you want to run any kind of match frequencies, so you'll always see these four columns. So this pattern, what you are seeing here, right? This pattern will be is useful, or it will be understandable by the your match stage, because after the standardization stage we are going to discuss about the match. So basically match is nothing but to identify the duplicates, to identify the matched records on your input data. So to identify the matched data or matched records, it needs some kind of inputs, like how many times each token is coming, like the count, what are our unique values we have, what are our duplicate values we have. So this type of information the match stage is need to identify what type of duplicate records or matched records coming in your input data. So it's a kind of what I can say, helpful for the match stage to identify all this information. So before going to your match stage, first of all we have to create your match frequency file, and this match frequency file along with your input data we are going to use in match stage. So basically the match stage will take two inputs. One is the actual input data, and second one is the match frequency file respect to that particular input data. So two files you need to pass as an input for the match stage. So the match, about match stage and match types and all those things we will discuss after this one. For now just assume any match stage, if you consider the match duplicate stage, it will take two inputs, and match reference stage will take four inputs. So if you consider the match duplicate, one data input you need to give, and another one is a frequency file for that particular input data you have to give it. So this file, whatever the file you match frequency file you are generating, this is a supported file for the matching stage to identify the duplicates which are coming out. Basically this file, the match stage will use internally to identify what are the duplicate records or match records coming out in our input data. So for now, let's assume match stage will expect two inputs. One is the data file and second one is the frequency file. So how we are going to generate the frequency file, which will helpful for the match stage to identify the duplicates. For that, they have defined one stage. We have one stage, match frequency stage in our palette. So we need to use that match frequency stage to generate your match frequency file. Okay. So once you use the match frequency file, you will always see these four columns: QS frequency value, QS frequency count, QS frequency column ID, and QS frequency header flag. Okay, so you are seeing that unique identifier. This is one of the column in my input data. So how many columns you have? So for each and every column, it will generate three types of frequency values. One is C. C is nothing but character. Let me show you all those things. You will get clear picture. So in this document, I have clearly explained each and everything. So at the end, I'm going to share you this whole document. So you can see, I have given here the screenshots, and I have explained what exactly each and every column here. So here you're seeing red QSC underscore name type, QSN underscore name type, QSM underscore name type. Name type is my column name. So by defaultly the match frequency file, it will generate three different types of frequencies. One is character match type, and second N is nothing but numeric match type, M is nothing but multiple match type. So what is the importance of character, what is the importance of numeric, and what is the importance of multiple? So I while we're discussing about the matching stage, you guys will know about the matching stage. There we have different types of comparisons. So see, if I want to identify the duplicates, I want to compare one record with the another record, right? So that comparison is three different types. One is character comparison, numeric comparison, and multiple match comparison. So three different types of comparisons we have in uh, match stage. So for character comparison, so it will use this column while doing the character comparison. For numeric comparison, it will use this column data. And for M comparison, multi comparison, it will use this column data. For now, um, here I have generated all the three types of comparisons for each and every column. So right now we are seeing QSC underscore unique identifier, right? So if we go a little bit down, you can see QSN underscore unique identifier. If you go a little bit down, you can see QSM underscore unique identifier. What I'm saying is right now, I have generated all the three types of comparisons for each and every column. If I want, I can restrict, like, and if I want to create only the character comparison for the unique identifier, or if we want to generate only the numeric comparison for the postal code, if we want a some kind of restriction on what type of comparisons I want, I can do that also. But for now, the default thing is for each and every column, it will generate these three different type of these three different types of comparisons it will generate in the report. Right now we are seeing QSC identifier, and you can see if you go a little bit down, I think this is only the 200 or 400. Let me take the whole file, around 1000. So right now we are seeing QSC unique identifier, right? Let me go down. Here we are seeing, right, QSN unique identifier, and again QSM unique identifier, and similarly, sorry, let me go. Here again we are saying, see, once unique identifier is done, unique identifier is one of my column in my input data, and then name field. For again name field, it is starting again like character comparison. And if you go little bit down, you can see QSC N underscore names. And if you go a little bit down, you can see QSM underscore name. So basically what I'm trying to say is right now I have generated the default match frequency report. So in the default match frequency report, for each and every column, it will keep these three, right? You guys are clear about this one, and how it is calculating. These are all like you cannot able to see at all, or you cannot able to find it at all, because those are a lot of internal algorithms those guys are using. You cannot able to estimate, or you cannot able to predict how those guys are calculating all these values, frequency count, and how they are keeping all these different you can see, right, in the same column. Here you will see six different thing, right, seven different separating with the space, right? So for each and everything there is one importance, but how they are calculating and how they are doing, they never you cannot able to find it at all. You just need to run it, and you just need to pass this file to your match frequency. Even if you know how they are generating, you cannot able to modify it. So this is you just need to use it. Even if you know how they are calculating or how they are doing, even if you know that, you cannot able to modify it, or you cannot able to alter this output report. You just need to generate this report, and you just need to pass this report as an input for the match station. Okay, so right now you are clear about this column, right? How, like, how the data will generate here inside this QS frequency value. So how many columns you have, for each and every column it will generate three different types of values: character comparison, and numeric, and multiple match, like that. If you have 20 columns, 20 into 3, total 60 columns you can see here. Like, this is column name, like that. Similarly, you can see QS n underscore unique identifier, like this. You can say QS m underscore unique identifier, like that. How many columns you have? So for each and every column, three different types. So total, if you have 20, 20 into 3, 60 different types you can see here in this column. Okay, and this frequency counts is nothing but, like, as far as I got the information, like, as much as I got the information, so I have updated this what I can say, this document. So here I have explained what is a 600. So in this report, we are seeing this 203, right? So what is 203? That I have explained it here. Number of records input to the frequency stage. How many records you are passing as an input for this frequency stage? That is, like, your this column in the report. So total 203 columns I am passing as an input. Okay. So that is what this 000 203, whatever you're seeing it here. This 203 is specific to this one, unique identifier. How many unique identifier, like, we are passing 203, we are passing, so that 203 we are seeing it here. And what is the next one? This 232, whatever we are seeing here, right? Fourth position. That is nothing but number of unique data values you have in your input data. So this one, how many unique values we have? 199 unique values we have out of 203. Okay. I'm saying, like, even there is no use of for you, like, to know all these things, because those guys don't provide you any kind of control and the kind of thing on your this match frequency report. You just need to generate it, and you just blindly pass this input as an input for your match station. That's it. You there is nothing to do in your hand. But I'm saying whatever the information I got, so I simply updated it here, and you can go through this one, because anyhow I'm going to share this one, so you can go through this report and you can get, like, what exactly this each and everything they have defined it here. So this 132, whatever you're seeing here, right, this number of data values which frequency were not recorded, that means this 99. What I'm saying is, while, see, as I told you, I'm generating the default frequency report. The default frequency report is 100 by default. It will show, like, what I'm saying is 203 total number of records, and 199 is the unique records. Out of 199, whatever the 99 you are seeing, right? So for these 99, it is not showing here in this report. These are still not there in the report. That is what the indication is, 99. For 100 records, for 100 unique records, it's showing here. This is, like, because while generating the report, I have given 100. So that is the reason why it has generated 100 values. So out of 199, 100 are displaying it here. What are all remaining? 99. Those 99, we are seeing it here. It's showing it here. How many are still pending to present in this report? Okay. So like that, I have defined, like, whatever the information I got, the whole thing I have defined it here. You can easily go through that and you can get some idea about all these things. Okay. And then, and whatever the report you are seeing it here, right? So this is the first column in your input, right? 111. That is the reason why you're seeing it here, 1111 here. And this one is the starting of this particular column, QSC and unique identifier. So for this one, it is giving it is 0. For all other thing, it is giving 1111. So if you go a little bit down, we can see wherever you are seeing this type of entry in your report, there you can see 0 as like an QS frequency header flag, and all other you can see it as a 1. And if it is next column, you can see 2 here, like that. So this report is combination of the four columns. The first column is, like, under the first column you can see what are the three different types of matchings you are generating, like this is a default report. So for each and every column you can see three different types of comparisons: character comparison, numeric comparison, and multi-type comparison. And again, the QS frequency count is like for at very first, like the first entry in the report, you can see these 6 entries or 7 entries, you can see it here. And what is 203, what is 199, what is 99, whatever the information I got, I clearly updated in that report. So even if you know how they are generating, or how like what are the algorithms they are using, they never give you like any kind of control to change this report. You just need to give your input click and select the match frequency report and run it and use this file blindly as an input for your match. So this format, whatever you are saying, this format is understandable by your match stage. By looking at here, you still have some kind of confusion, like how it is giving and all those things. This is clearly as a supported file we are passing to the match stage. So match stage can easily understand, like how and what are all values we have and all those things. Based upon that, it will generate the report and the match report, and then it will identify what all records are falling under one group. One group is nothing but one matched record set or duplicate record set. Okay. So on this, like these columns, if you guys have any queries, you just let me know. Otherwise, I will show you the properties what we have in the match frequency stage. Okay.
Gopi,
Yeah.
I'm not clear for this is match frequency. This is
Uh,
this stage because see there is a lot of confusion is there. See first of all of there see we have the input column 203 and our output is around 5000. So for each of record, how many they are going to generate? Like is
that
how
is
many
what I'm.
frequencies there? So
No, that is what I'm saying. 203 your input record count. Okay,
hmm.
but for unique identifier you are seeing some values, right? And again QS n underscore unique identifier you are seeing some values, right? Again QS m underscore unique identifier you are seeing some values, right? And similarly like that, how many columns you have, those many records you are seeing. That is the reason why your output is around 5000 or kind of thing, but you are passing 203 only.
So ये QS frequency values are input. Those we have give it to as input value.
Unique identifier is our column. Okay, let me show you
Okay.
the metadata. What is the metadata you are passing to the your what I can say, match frequency? First, just look at that. See, these are all columns you are passing as an input to your match frequency stage, right? So first column is unique identifier, and then SSN, and then name, and then address line one, right? For unique identifier, what match frequency will do is it will generate three columns. One is QSC underscore unique identifier, and second one is QS n underscore unique identifier, and third one is QS m underscore unique identifier. Once these three is done, it will go to the SSN, and again QS C underscore SSN, QS n underscore SSN, QS m underscore SSN. Like that, how many columns you have, for each and every column it will generate three different types of sets of results. That is clear.
Okay. So one, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 column is there.
But
So
these columns
so
are
that
as an input for you, right?
that
These
also input
columns.
file. All
Yeah, yeah. So
okay.
I'm
Okay. Okay.
not placing any kind of restriction, right? So whatever I'm passing, all are my input.
Okay, so I think, sorry, can you remove all the columns, just give it to 3 column, and then we can, actually there was sort of confusion. So
Hmm?
it will work as a column by column.
Yeah,
I was thinking it is work as a record by record. So can you remove the 2 or 3 column? Can you run for 3 or 4 column? Yeah, that will fine.
sure, no problem. Here we don't need to change anything because always it will generate those 5 columns. First of all, you're clear about that point, right? Whatever the point I told you, in the match stage,
Yes.
we have three different types of comparisons we can perform. So right now,
Hmm.
we are generating this file because of we are not sure what kind of comparison we are going to select for unique identifier, or what kind of comparison we are going to select for SSN number kind of thing, because this one we are creating before to match frequency match stage, right? So we are not sure what exactly we are going to use, or what exactly what comparison we are going to use in match stage for each and every column. So that is the reason why prior to this one we are generating all types of comparisons for each and every column. But if you are
Okay.
clearly know what type of comparison we are going to use for SSN, what type of comparison you are going to use for name, if you clearly know about that, then you can restrict here itself what type of comparison, what kind of like in comparison you are going to do for name, and what type of comparison you are going to do for SSN. You can restrict that. But right now we are not discussed about the match stage, so that is the reason why I'm generating the default. In default, it will keep all the three types of comparisons in your report. That is clear, right? The
Each of
flow.
all, yes, yes, yes. Each of column, it will compare the three type of report, correct?
Yeah. But what
Okay.
I'm saying is, if you want, you can restrict that when you know about what type of comparison or what kind of check you are going to do for SSN. If you are going to do SSN check is a kind of numeric, then you can restrict in the report itself saying that numeric for this SSN. That is a different process altogether that I will let you know once you clear about this match default report and all those things. See, right, the first column is again unique identifier, right?
Yeah.
This report is going to be remain same 203 and 199, and the actual values you are seeing it here. These are the actual values. Okay, and then if you come down, you can see QS N. Yeah, that is N, and that is M. And once M is done, you can see SSN or
Okay.
whatever
Got it. Got
next column you have. You
it.
have the next column, right? And then QS
Yes. Yes.
N and QS M, you can see here, you can see QSM like that. See here again, you are seeing the count 203 you are passing, but out of 203 only 61 is the unique records. So all 61 are presented here. But see, right now this report I have generated for 100 records, I'm saying. That means 100 unique records you can see in each and every, for each and every column. So for example, if you consider this SSN number, we have 203 total count. But out of 203, 61 is the unique records. So all 61 is already presented here, because my constraint is 100. More than 100, it won't show. But here only we have 61 as a unique records. All 61 is already presented here. That is the reason why the remaining thing, if you follow my pointer, mouse pointer, here usually it will show what are all still remaining to present in this report. Right now it is 00. That means I have only 61 is unique records. All 61 is already presented. There is nothing to show.
Okay.
Okay. Like this, I'm saying. So this one report you are clear, right? Don't go in detail, like how it is placing and what algorithms it is placing and all those things, because you never have any control on that. The only thing is just need to prepare it, and you just need to give as an input for that. But what I'm saying is, as far as like whatever the information I have, each and everything in the screenshots form, I have displayed it here. I mentioned in this document. Even if you know about like what it is giving and what exactly it is giving in this one, there is nothing to do from your end, because you just need to create it and just need to pass it. That's it. Okay, so you are aware of, right, what are the columns we have and how it is generating. Now let me show you the properties in the match frequency. Okay, and then we will discuss about the about that later. So I told you that I have placed a constraint 100, right? So this is where I have placed the constraint to show only 100 unique records in the report. If I want, I can put this one. The only thing is, in real time you will not specify anything. If you don't specify anything, it will display all the records, all the how many unique values we have. It will display all unique values, because you need it in real time. You cannot place a kind of constraint, right? Because whatever the matches it is able to identify, all the matches it has to use in the match state. If you put any kind of constraint, there will be data loss. So usually in real time we will not specify any kind of match frequency here. Okay, that is one thing, like in where I have placed the 100 limit constraint, that is here. And the next thing is, so I'm saying it is a default report. So how I am saying that is a default report? Here, did I select any kind of match specifications? No, I didn't select any kind of match specification. That means I am not selecting anything. That means this is a kind of default report. So this one you need to select. Do not use any kind of match specification. Once you select this one, this is a default specification. Automatically for each and every column, it will generate three different types, C, N, M, and all those things. But as I told you, if we want to restrict it, for name, I want only the like in character comparison. For SSN, I want only the numeric comparison and all those things. You just need to uncheck this one. Here you need to select the match specification. So match specification is a different concept. So once you have all the idea, like what type of comparison, what type of check you want to perform, then you have to define first of all here in the repository, you need to define match specification. The folder which you are seeing here, right? Match specification. This one, see, this is a temporary folder. If you want, you can create match specifications 1, match specification 2, or whatever it may be. Once you know what type of check you are going to perform, then you need to specify that in the repository. But what I'm saying is whatever the match specifications I'm going to generate, those I'm keeping in this match specifications folder. So once you get some idea of what type of comparisons you are going to do, you just need to select, or you just need to define it first of all in your repository. That match specification, you need to use it here. Once you browse it, if you define any kind of match specification, that will show it here. We can simply select that report, that match specification. So in that name itself, you can see match specification, what type of specification you want to do. For name, if I want to do character, I can select the character comparison inside the match specification. For SSN, I want numeric, then I can select numeric inside the match specification. Like that, once I define the match specification, if I store it in the repository, once I browse it, it will show that match specification for me. Once I select this one, then I don't need to select all these things because I have defined the match specification. Inside that, I have defined what type of specification or what type of comparison I want for each and every column. In that case, let's assume in my defined match specification for unique identifier, I have numeric match specification, and for name, I have the character comparison or character comparison or whatever it may be. So let's assume these two columns, I have these two types of specifications I have defined in the match specification. Then if I use that match specification, if I rerun this job, then in my output, I can see only two columns. One is QSC underscore QSN underscore unique identifier and QSC underscore name. Only two entries you can see. So how I am restricting, what type of comparisons I want, I have already specified in the match specification. Clear this one, like how we can restrict this one. Any queries from anybody?
Gopi, sorry, I need to drop that call because I need to go to the station. So,
No problem. You can continue because we are already done. So if you have any queries, you just let me know in this one. What I'm saying is how we can restrict that one. That I have explained you, right? We are going to
no,
specify match specification.
for this one, we want to see if we can give it to any file and then match specification, then we can run. So then will be the good idea, means.
If you want to define match specification, you should know about the match then, first of all. So
Yeah,
if you have
how
any
we'll do
query,
this one?
sorry,
Okay, fine. Not a good. Nothing.
I didn't get that, Vinay.
There is no file is available here now. Match specification. So how will create that file and then we will run on that as a match
That is what I'm
specification
saying.
file.
The creation of the match specification, creation of the matches and all those things is our next thing. Okay, so if
Okay,
you
okay,
want,
okay,
what I can do
okay.
is, for now, you know, right, what we need to do it here. For you, what I can do is, once we discuss about these matches and all those things, then if you want, we will come back here. Then I will import that match specification, whatever we defined there, and by using that match specification, I will generate the report and I will show it to you. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay,
Right.
go.
Yeah. So anybody have any like either Shraddha or Giri or Gopal, do you guys have any queries on this one, like how we can restrict it and what is the importance of this one and all those things?